We'll be looking at the properties of multiplications by 0 and 1. So if you are in grade 5, this video is for you. We are going to look at how we can go about multiplying numbers with 0 and 1. So under this topic, we will look at what the properties of take note, the properties of multiplication by 0 and 1. Guess you get that. So we're going to look at the first one. We're going to look at the multiplication by 0. Now, do you know that any number multiplied by 0 is always 0? Or when you multiply 0 by any number, it will always give you 0. That is one thing I want you to note. Number 1, 0 multiplied by any number is equal to what? 0. Or any number multiplied by what? 0 is equal to what? 0. I want you to note that. So even if you have 1000 times what? 0 is equal to what? 0. Even if you have a times what? 0 is equal to what? 0. Even if you have 0 times 3 is equal to what? 0. That is one of the properties of multiplication. You need to know this. That is it. So that property says anything multiplied by 0 is equal to what? 0. Or if 0 multiplies anything, it's equal to what? 0. Now let's look at the second property of multiplication by 0 and 1. Now the second property says any number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. Now if I have any number, let's say n multiplied by what? 1, it will give you what? The number itself. It will give you n. If I have 36 multiplied by 1, it will give you what? 36. If I have 1 times 3, it will give me what? 3. So any number multiplied by 1 or 1 itself multiplied by that number, it's going to give you what? It's going to give you that same number itself. Very easy to understand. Now another property I want you to note about multiplication is this. In multiplication, the order does not matter. If you put the first number before the second number and you multiply them, it gives you the same what? Value. Now come to see what I'm talking about. Property 3. Arrangement in multiplication does not matter. So the order does not matter. If I say 3 times what? 5 is equal to what? 3 times 5 will give us what? 15. If I still go ahead to say 5 times what? 3, I'll still get what? I'll still get 15. So you see, whether 5 comes before 3 or 3 comes before 5, it does not matter. 5 times 3 means what? Writing 3 into what? 5 places. That is 3 plus what? 3 plus what? 3 plus what? 3 plus what? 3. And that will give you what? That will give you 15. Now 5 times 3 means what? Writing 5 into what? 3 places. 5 plus what? 5 plus what? Plus 5. That will still give you what? 15. So you notice the order does not do what? Matter. If you put 5 before 3, it simply means having what? Having 3 5s. If you put 3 before 5, it means you are having what? 5 what? 3s, and they will give you the same what? The same what? Result. So have these 3 properties at the back of your mind. I'm going to show you 3 sample questions that we will solve, that will show us how to apply all these properties when solving questions, and that will make multiplication of number very, very easy for you. Don't go away as we look at sample number 1. So you see, the above sample is going to help you know how to go about solving the properties of of multiplication by 0 and what? 1. The first question says you should multiply this 140 times 1. Remember the properties of 1. 140 times 1 is going to give us what? 140. Remember, I told you anything multiplied by 1 will give you that value itself. So the result will be what? 140. Very good. Now we have 3245 times dash gives you what? 0. Now what can you multiply with 3245 that will give you 0? Remember the property 1. I say anything multiplied by 0 will give you what? Will give you 0. And if you multiply 0 by anything, you're going to get what? 0. So 3245 times what will be here will be what? 0. 3215 times 0 will give you what? 3245 times 0 will give you what? 0. Good. Now let's look at the third one. What do you multiply by 75 that will give you 0? Same thing. Remember property 1. I told you when you subtract anything, when you multiply 0 by anything, it will give you what? 0. So that means 0 will be what? 0 will be here. Very good. Now let's look at this next one. It's so tricky. We don't know what is here. We don't know what is here, but they say the answer is what? 2701. So how do you do that? Remember property 2. What did I say? That when any number multiplies by what? 1, it gives you the what? It gives you the number itself. So let's look at that. That will now give you what? 2701 multiplied by what? By 1. So if you multiply 2701 by 1, you will get what? 2701. Property 2. Now let's look at finally. We have the final question number 5. Remember what that one question says? The question says you should find the product of 32 and what? 1. You are in your grade 5 now and you must have come to see this product several places. Do you know what product means? In mathematics, product means what? Product means multiplication. So anywhere you see find the product of this and this, you should know that they are talking about what? Multiplication. So what they simply means is that you should multiply 32 times what? 1. 32 times 1. Remember property 2. Property 2 will give you what? 32. And when a number multiplied by 1 is going to give you the number what? Itself. So you see, it's a delight showing you all these samples. All these samples will help you know that multiplication of whole number can be possible, especially when you take note of all these properties of multiplication involving zeros and what? 1. In our next video, we are going to teach you how to go about multiplying whole number. Don't forget the worksheet. The worksheet is in the description section of this video. Look at the link there, download it, and make sure that you do all the questions in that worksheet. I want to see your result. You just drop your result in the comment section of this video and we'll take it up from there. Don't miss our next video. It's going to be on whole number. Subscribe now if you have not done that, so as to be the first to get that video. I will see you in our next class.